Hey guys, Tom here and welcome to this week's Raw review for June the 6th, 2016. You guys love my Raw reviews. If you are new around here, then don't forget to subscribe because we upload one of these every single week on Tuesdays. Also, if you are a subscriber, please do smash the likes to support these Raw reviews. I really appreciate it. Can we go for 50 likes on today's Raw review? Anyway, what did I think of this week's Monday Night Raw? I think I'm going to give this week's Raw an 8 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. Comparing it to last week's Raw, which really sucked. I hated last week's Raw. It made me really depressed. Last week, after Raw, it just made me so sad and so kind of depressed. And it took me a few days to get over it because it just sucked. I love WWE, but when they put on a Raw like that, like we got last week, it just made me depressed for a few days and just ugh. But this Raw was good. I really enjoyed this Raw. It made me happy. I enjoyed this week's Raw. It was good. It was solid. It had some great stuff, some beastly matches. What did you guys think? Do let me know in the comments section. But we're going to start things off by talking about the opening segment. So the opening segment was really unique. I liked it. Some people didn't, but I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I really liked how all of them were sat on ladders, especially Jericho, who was literally actually sat on top of the ladder. I mean, he's so pompous, he plays his character so well, but it was brilliant in some really weird way. And I really liked this segment. I thought it was great. I really liked the back and forth between all the competitors. There was some good jokes there. The best joke was probably when Jericho said, "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot." That was hilarious. That was brilliant. And yeah, the back and forth here was great. It didn't feel scripted at all. It just felt genuine. It felt unique. Dean Ambrose was funny with his little comments. Kevin Owens was running the show. Brilliant on the mic. Sami Zayn was decent. Cesaro said a few horrible things to Jericho, which was just great. The crowd loved it. I thought this was a really unique way to start the show. I thought it was brilliant how they all had their each ladder and were on top of it talking to each other. Amazing. I thought this was great. This was so much better than the opening to Raw last week with the New Day dancing with Shane and Stephanie. This was great. This really built the match very, very well. Comedy was top notch. It felt unique, it didn't feel fake, it was great, it built everybody's characters up perfectly. Yeah, I thought this was awesome. We still haven't found out who the 7th competitor yet is, but do we even need it when we've got entertainment value like this? This was awesome. Anyway, we then got Teddy Long coming out to interrupt this segment, which was very strange, but it kind of makes sense, because for some strange reason, Shane McMahon wasn't on this week's Raw, so instead it kind of felt like they gave us Teddy Long instead, which was cool. It was a bit of a surprise. It was hilarious how he just didn't know what he was doing. He just messed up all his lines, which was just funny and made the segment even more wacky. I really liked this segment. Overall, I thought it was really good. We then got 3 matches announced for the night, which made me really excited. We got Cesaro against Jericho announced, Del Rio against Sami Zayn, and then Dean Ambrose against Kevin Owens. So overall, it was a solid segment, and it really got the ball rolling for tonight's show. We then did, in fact, get Cesaro against Chris Jericho. Solid match. Good chemistry. It had some nice pacing to it. I wouldn't say it had perfect pacing to it. It went on for a little bit too long. There was a little really annoying ad segment right in the middle of the match. But overall, it was a solid match. It wasn't like an outstanding or even memorable match, but it was a solid way to start Raw. It was the best way to start Raw. 2 great competitors who, of course, are going to have a good match, and the right guy went over. Cesaro went over after defeating Jericho by submission after a giant Cesaro swing, which was a great reversal, by the way. He was in the walls of Jericho, reversed into a Cesaro swing, which was brilliant. We've never seen that before. I want to see it again because that was great. So Cesaro wins with the sharpshooter, which makes complete sense. Cesaro kind of feels like they don't know what to do with him at this point. He kind of hasn't done much since returning. Big win over Chris Jericho here, which will be awesome for his momentum. We then got probably like the 1,000th match between Rusev against Jack Swagger. Apparently they had a good match on SmackDown. I don't know because I don't watch SmackDown. But from this, it didn't really suggest like they did have a good match on SmackDown, because I just thought it was dull, it was boring. We've seen it all before. It does absolutely nothing for me. It's Rusev against an underdog babyface once again. It was nothing new, nothing fresh. We've seen this all before. I think these guys have had like 2 or 3 pay-per-view matches already in their careers, and yeah, I don't know why they bring up this feud every so often. It's just annoying. But anyway, Titus O'Neil was on colour commentary. He was rubbish on colour commentary. I couldn't understand anything he was saying. He was just like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I just couldn't tell what he was saying. So I thought this match was dull. I thought the commentary was boring. I did like the ending, however, how Rusev throws Jack Swagger into Titus O'Neil, which ultimately caused Swagger to get counted out. But Rusev cleverly actually got in the ring after Rusev pushed Jack Swagger into Titus O'Neil, which I thought was clever. It was a really heel way to get a win, and I thought, I've never seen anything like that before, so I thought that was pretty unique. Rusev actually won the match via countout, which was really clever. I thought this was great. So both Swagger and Titus O'Neil did in fact attack Rusev after the match, which did build the match up quite well, but at the end of the day, it's just another United States Championship match, which is kind of like a little bit of a throwaway, because we all know Rusev's going to win. There's no way Titus O'Neil wins at Money in the Bank. So for me, I really don't care what they did here. It was clever, but we all know Rusev is going to win. Anyway, we then got probably the best segment of the night. John Cena calling out AJ Styles. You know, this was what I tuned in for Monday Night Raw. This was the hot topic of the night, and it really did deliver. So we got AJ Styles and the club who confronted John Cena. So Styles said that probably the best quote of the year. He said, AJ Styles is the type of person that John Cena buries. I mean, oh my god, as if he said that. That was brilliant. So this was really good. I really liked it. AJ Styles, sometimes he struggles on the microphone. Sometimes he looks even nervous at times. But I thought the stuff he said here was great. He said he wasn't scared. He wasn't intimidated. He's been all over the world. He doesn't run away from a challenge. He's here to stay. He's here to prove that he's the best. It's 14 years in the making. We're finally getting it. And the quote he said about John Cena burying talent like him was just brilliant. This was amazing. So this was great. This was awesome. This is what I wanted to see on tonight's show, and we absolutely got it. It delivered very, very well. It's going to be a great match. I'm really looking forward to it. So the club actually tried to attack John Cena, but then the New Day made the save for Cena. So that set up the kind of segment at the end of the show. But anyway, this was solid. I thought this was great. I'm really looking forward to this match. AJ Styles, this was probably his best mic work he's done since he came to the company. He looked very confident tonight, playing that heel gimmick really, really well, which I wasn't sure about, because I know people want to cheer him, but yeah, he played it well. John Cena, of course, was solid on the mic tonight, and I think this is going to be a great feud. It's going to make Styles look great. And yeah, I like the fact how he brought up the thing about burying, because that's my main concern about this match. Is AJ Styles going to get the win in the first match and then going to lose the next two matches, and then ultimately he's lost the feud and get potentially buried? Some people are even suggesting he's already buried after losing to Roman Reigns twice. So it's interesting how they put that in the actual angle, and it's interesting to see how this one is going to develop. So the next match was the Vaudevillains defeating Enzo and Cass. The big story of this match was basically the Vaudevillains won by DQ when Big Cass basically wouldn't stop attacking the Vaudevillains, because one of them tried to do exactly what they did at Payback, throwing Enzo into the ropes and causing a concussion. It looked exactly the same. It was a bit cringeworthy, but it was really clever. Another unique way to get some heel heat, and actually gave us something interesting and something it motivated us to actually like the Vaudevillains for once, because they just haven't been relevant. They haven't done anything interesting or exciting. But this was cool. This was a good way to get some heel heat, and I understand it perfectly. It's the only thing they've really done interesting or anything that's actually stood out since they came to the main roster. And I really liked how Big Cass beat them up. This was great. I'm not sure if it's like that important, because we then found out we will be getting a fatal 4-way tag team championship match at Money in the Bank, which is just adding another incredible match to this incredible pay-per-view. We've got Styles against Cena. We've got Roman against Rollins, the Money in the Bank match. We've now got a fatal 4-way tag team championship match. I mean, this pay-per-view has a better match card than WrestleMania. So I'm not sure how important this angle is actually to the actual match, but this is incredible. This pay-per-view just gets even better. We then got another pretty good match, Alberto Del Rio defeating Sami Zayn. Now, Sami Zayn takes another loss on Monday Night Raw, which is a big shame, but Alberto Del Rio, he kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in this Money in the Bank match. He kind of feels like a bit out of place, so I do understand why he did need a big win here on Monday Night Raw against Sami Zayn. It was a solid match. It was probably the worst match out of the 3 matches we did get on tonight's Raw. But it was okay. It was decent. It wasn't anything memorable or impressive, but it was okay. It was a solid Raw match. And Del Rio, I tweeted out at the time, he's just so dull and boring. He just has nothing to him. He really needs a manager. Ricardo Rodriguez, he's just dull. He doesn't bring anything new to the table. So he won with his Tree of Woe double stomp, which is a really awful finisher. I really wish he'd have a better finisher. His cross arm breaker made absolutely sense. But now he has this really stupid finisher in the corner. It's just dull, it's just boring. But anyway, we then got Ambrose against Kevin Owens for like the 100th time. These guys have had so many matches in the past, but it didn't really matter because this match was solid. I really liked it. Ambrose actually won with the Dirty Deeds, which did actually surprise me a little bit. To see Kevin Owens actually lose clean, it seems like they're putting all their momentum behind this guy. But with Dean Ambrose winning here, I think you've got to say he is the favourite to win the Money in the Bank match. This was a great match. Loads of chemistry, obviously. They know each other so well. Solid match, and this just made Raw even better. We then got Natalya and Becky Lynch trying to persuade Dana Brooke to not follow Charlotte. This was after Charlotte kind of apologised about Ric Flair. Dana and Charlotte then beat up Natalya and Becky Lynch. This was just boring. This was crap. It made no sense. Charlotte cut a decent heel promo 2 weeks ago about Ric Flair kicking him out, and then she says here that she's sorry. It was just pointless. It didn't do anything. I'm getting really bored of this whole Charlotte thing now. I think she needs to drop the title. It doesn't look like she's dropping the title anytime soon, but it's just boring. I'm sick of these kind of like dull promos. Natalya, she needs to get out of the title picture. She's doing nothing for me at this point. She's lost twice now. Becky Lynch, okay, but it's just boring. It's nothing new here. So, also talking about boring and nothing new, we then got Tyler Breeze versus R-Truth. Why they're still doing this Golden Truth thing makes absolutely no sense. And what even made worse sense was the fact that it ended quickly in disqualification when Goldust and Fandango interfered. How long is this feud going to go on for? It's been going on since February. Nobody cared about it in February. It's now the 6th of June. And people are even less concerned about it. Who cares about Tyler Breeze? Who cares about R-Truth? Who cares about Fandango? Who cares about Goldust? We don't. So why this feud is still happening, I have no idea. And the worst thing is, it ends in double countout, so you don't get anything from it. It's just so pointless. But anyway, the main event was great. It was great. We saw Xavier Woods getting Styles clashed on the floor. That was just after he did this like really great flurry of moves. Xavier Woods is great. He did like a flip outside the ring. He did some awesome moves. He did the... This was great. And then he got Styles clashed on the floor. But I really like this match. This was awesome. The New Day, they cut a promo before the match, which I think was one of the better promos they've done in recent months. I didn't really like their Time Machine thing like a month ago. They have been a little bit off recently. Their promo last week at the start of Raw was a bit off. They've kind of been pandering to the crowd a bit. This promo was short, it was sweet, it was to the point, and it was good. It was saying how they were the only relevant tag team because they're the WWE. Yeah, you get the point. This was a solid promo, but it was also more of a solid match. This was great. You can tell why they've paid so much money for the club. They're awesome. They do their job well. This was a good match. Yeah, I'd like to see it again. I'm looking forward to the club in the Tag Team Championship match. I think they could probably be the favourites for that match. But anyway, great main event. I liked how it ended with John Cena actually coming back for the save because Xavier Woods wasn't there. So he came there to make it 3 versus 3 at the end. There was a big ending and then an attitude adjustment to end the show, which was great. Gives some momentum to John Cena. Great storytelling. I liked how it ended on a happy ending with John Cena and the New Day standing tall. Solid Raw. A lot better than last week. Money in the Bank's looking great. So many good matches to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to it. This Raw is good. It's going to get... Do you know what? I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I said 7 out of 10 at the start of the show, but today I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment your thoughts. Smash the likes. Let's go for 50. Also, remember to follow me on Twitter because I did a live tweet session throughout Raw. I do it every week. I just tweet through the show. You guys interact. I quote your tweets. We talk. It's great. Follow me on Twitter for that. Take care. Spike, yeah.